Hey guys, it's your boy Newbie Coder dropping another video here. This one's going to be on Python virtual environments. In the last video, I went over how to install Python on your computer, specifically for a MacBook. So if you don't have Python, go ahead and watch that video and install Python, and then you will understand everything about this video. Alright, so let's jump right into it. First thing I want to do is talk about what a virtual environment is. So virtual environment is basically a sandbox for your Python project. So it allows you to contain your Python packages in different environments, so they're isolated and there's no cross contamination, which causes issues. So ideally, you want to install all your packages for your project in an isolated environment, so you can send that package or your project over to your colleague and they won't have any issues running that project on their computer. So that's the advantage of virtual environments. There's also a thing called base environment in Python. So that comes when you install Python in your computer. You start off with a base environment, and any project can use that the packages installed in your base environment. Now, for those of you that don't know what packages are Python basically projects that people have worked on online and built sort of software solutions for you. For instance, data science packages or plotting packages or libraries. And what you can do is you can import those packages into your computer, so you don't have to build from scratch. You have some you have ready to go software which you can apply in your project. Right, so now that you know why we need a virtual environment, let's kind of talk about what are the 3 ways you can install virtual environments in your computer. So the first one is python-venv. This one comes with the standard distribution of Python, which is basically python.org. So if we look here, we go to Python, download Python. This is your python.org. You can basically go to documentation, Python documentation, and you can search virtual environment. And as you can see, it'll bring some search results here, and there's venv. You can click on that one and it shows you how to create virtual environments using this this method. All right, so let's kind of go over that. So python-venv, as I said, this is the built-in module that comes with Python. So let's go ahead and create that. One thing I want to point out is that it's suitable for Python 3 or later. I have not tried it for Python 2.7, so I'm not sure, but just take my word for it. Use it for Python 3 or later. So I'm gonna open a terminal here, and let's try to install this here. So let me cd into a directory. So I went ahead, and these are all folders. So I went ahead and created a directory or folder called virtual environment. So I'm going to cd change directory into it. Now that I'm in a folder, it should be empty, right? So I listed the contents of the folder and it's empty. So now I'll go ahead and install a virtual environment. So I'm going to copy this code, paste it here, and then the name of the virtual environment. So let's call it newbie environment. It's gonna go ahead and do its thing, and as you can see, it is done. To check if you have it installed, you're gonna list, and it created this directory inside your project folder. Sorry, not this one, your project folder. This is our project folder. So you can further change directory inside the newly created directory, and you can see there are some binaries, and then you can further cd into it, and there are some executables for how to activate your virtual environments. So let's go ahead and activate the virtual environments. Before I do that, I want to show you how to check what's installed on your base environment. So right now we're in our base environment. What you're going to do is you're going to do pip list, and pip is Python package manager. So this allows you to install packages from the internet, basically. All right, so when we run that, you can see these are our base environments, or base packages that are installed in our Python base environment. Okay, so now let's go ahead and activate our virtual environment that we just created. So to do that, we're gonna go source newbie environment /bin/activate. So notice these are the same directories that we cd'd into, and then that was the activate file. So you're gonna go ahead and run that, and now you can see newbie environment is shown up here. In your case, maybe it shows up in brackets here as your environment's name, and that just means you are now inside your environment. So your packages that you install are going to be isolated from your base environment. And to check that, I'm going to run pip list like I did last time, and we'll compare this to what's shown here. Look at that. So these are base packages that comes installed with your environment, but those were what was on my computer, and you can see they're clearly different. So that's one way you can install virtual environments. If you want to deactivate, you can go here and deactivate, and now as you can see right here, the virtual environment is gone from here. So the other way of installing virtual environment, like we said here, is going to be through virtualenv. So let's go ahead and look at that. So virtualenv is a third-party package, so that one came built in with Python. This one is something we're going to have to install into our computer and then use that to create virtual environments. So to do that, you're going to run pip install virtual environment. Notice I already have that in my base environment, but we can still go ahead and run that, and it will confirm that we have it installed. So pip install virtualenv, and as you can see, it says requirement already satisfied. That's great. Okay, so now let's run this command to create a virtual environment. So we're gonna do it similar to what we did before. But before I do that, I need to delete, actually, let's keep that. All right, so let's go virtualenv, and then, so I'm typing in this command here, and then the name of the environment. So let's call it newbie environment 2. Hold on, that didn't work. Let me try again. Virtualenv newbie env2. Correct this to this. No. Awesome. So now I'm on a list, and as you can see, there's 2 files. And if we cd into this one here, you can notice it has the same sort of files inside, and we can cd into the binary, and there's our activate file. So after that, it's basically similar method of using source, and then the name of the virtual environment, bin activate. And then once it's activated, you can go ahead and install Python packages inside your environment, and you can also deactivate by simply typing deactivate. Now the last method that I am aware of is through different distributions. So distributions are basically I guess the easiest way to explain distribution would be they're specific to different functionalities that you want to achieve. So Anaconda is one example of a distribution which allows you to work with data science and machine learning and scientific computing. So there's a certain advantages of distributions. For instance, it allows you to do package management, so you can create virtual environments really easily. It comes pre-installed, so you don't need to go ahead and do pip install for a bunch of different data science tools, because it will already be installed with Anaconda. You have cross-platform support, so you can run it the same way on MacBook or Windows or Linux without any change of coding. It's an easy installation. You can go ahead and download it from the website. It's a user-friendly interface, so you have a nice graphical user interface. You can click through different things and work with that. It's has specific features. So this one, Anaconda, is specific to data science, and it also has the active community. So I'm not going to go ahead and install the Anaconda, but I can show you some of the steps here. So like I said, you can install it from this website. You can update Conda. So once you install Anaconda, the way you're going to execute it is using just the short-term Conda. So you can update Conda if it's not up to date. You can create, so Conda create name and then virtual environment. So we would copy this command but replace this with newbie environment, and then it's similar method to activate and deactivate and also remove the virtual environment. So last thing I want to show you is what happens after you create your environment, you install a bunch of packages, and now you want to send your project over to a friend, but you also want them to install the packages that you had installed on your computer to run the project. So to do that, you can use pip freeze. Pip freeze allows you to take a snapshot of your project dependencies and save them into your requirements.txt file. This is a format that it's going to look like. So package 1, any package you install would be package 1, package 2, package 3, kind of like this, and it will show you the versions that were installed that will allow you to run that project. So to do that, let's go ahead and list our project directory, and we're gonna activate our virtual environment. So let's go back and activate this one, for instance. Oops, that one was creating. Let's just type it out. So newbie. So now we're in a newbie environment. We're gonna do pip list. That's our pip list. We're gonna do pip freeze requirements.txt, and as you can see, it will create a requirements.txt file within the directory I was in. Now this directory, if I open it up, as you can see, maybe I have it open here. So this is the folder that I was in my terminal, and there's the requirements.txt file. The file is empty right now because we did not install any packages in this environment, but we can, if you want, we can go ahead and pip install pandas. Let's do that. So we're going to install pandas into our virtual environment, this one that we are in right now. It's going to take a few seconds and it's done. So now you can just double check by seeing pip list, and you can see pandas and a bunch of other dependencies were installed. And let's freeze this now into our requirements.txt file. So to do that, you're going to do pip freeze requirements.txt, and it's going to overwrite that file. If your requirements.txt file was not empty and you wanted to add packages to it, you would use the double greater than signs here. Alright, so now that we froze our packages in the requirements.txt file, let's go ahead and see that. And as you can see, it's populated with the packages that we installed in that virtual environment. Awesome. So now you know how to install Python from my previous video and how to set up your Python environment so that you can create your project without running into any issues. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye bye.